Hi there! Today we are going to be reviewing plot elements. Let's go ahead and talk about the different elements that we're going to come across today. We're going to talk about characters, setting, plot, problem, and resolution. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and show you some slides, but what I'd like to do is use the story that we read yesterday, The Gingerbread Man. So I want to talk about the plot elements from that story, okay, as we're reviewing. Let's go ahead and look at those slides. Okay, characters. So here's some examples from the characters from yesterday. The people or animals that talk or do things in the story. Let's see if we can't name all the characters from yesterday's story, The Gingerbread Man. Okay, so we have the little old woman, we have the gingerbread man, we have the little old man, the pig, the cow, so we already have 5 characters, the horse, and then our last character we have is which one? It's the fox. So those are the different characters we have in the story. Now in this story, the people aren't the only ones talking. It's also the animals, right? And little gingerbread man, is he an animal or a creature? He's a creature that comes to life and talks, right? Little cookie that comes to life. So that's characters. The people or animals or creatures that talk or do things in the story. Now let's talk about the setting of the story. Setting. Give you a moment to think back to the story yesterday, the setting. What do you think it was? Now I have the book in front of me, so I'm just going back through, reviewing it. Okay, setting. Where the story takes place. Not just where, but also when. Where and when the story takes place. So where? So the story starts off in the kitchen, right? So it takes place in the kitchen, it takes place outdoors, it takes place in the river. So those are the different places. Oh, in the fields as the gingerbread man is running. So kitchen, outdoors, the fields, the river. Those are those different places the story takes place. Now when? So what does this look like to you? Does it look like nighttime or daytime? Daytime. The story takes place during the daytime. So where? Kitchen, outdoors, river, fields. When? Daytime. That's the setting. Where and when the story takes place. Now our next one is events. And in the different slide I showed you yesterday, it says plot. Plot and events, they mean the same thing. Let's say it again. Plot and events. They mean the same thing. Same thing, just different words, right? All right, so plot or events, all the things that happen in the beginning, middle, and end of the story. So I'm going to give you just a little bit to think back to the story yesterday and see if you can't retell the story in your head. So you can just a little bit. So on your own, just go ahead and think back to the gingerbread man from yesterday and retell the story in your head. Think of the beginning, middle, and end. And I'm going to go through the book as you're doing that. So you're thinking of the beginning, middle, and end. Okay, if you need more time, just pause the video, but let's talk about it together. So the beginning of the story. Well, the beginning of the story, the little old woman is baking in her kitchen, and she makes a gingerbread man who comes alive and takes off out of the kitchen and runs off, and the little old woman and the little old man, they what? They chase after him. And the gingerbread man sings his little song. Run, run as fast as you can't catch me, I'm the gingerbread man. Okay? So that happens in the beginning, and then in the middle we have all these other characters chasing him. We have the horse, the cow, the pig, and the little old woman and the little old man still running after him. So we have each one of those characters also running after him. And the gingerbread man, what does he still do? Keeps running and singing his song. Run, run as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man. Okay, so that's the middle of the story. And I'm summarizing this. I'm not saying every single thing, every single detail that happened. I'm just kind of telling you the most important things that happened. Now, how does the story end? The gingerbread man comes across the fox, right? And he sees a river and he needs to cross it. So the fox offers a ride. He's like, "Hey, hop on. I'll take you across." But is the fox being nice or being sneaky? He's being sneaky because what happens? He tricks him into climbing all the way up to his nose and then boop, eats him, right? Yeah. All right. So that is the plot or the events, the things that happen in the beginning, middle, and end. So next we have problem. Okay, so problem. Let's think back to the story yesterday. What was the problem? Well, there's a lot of different little problems. So let's talk about one problem specifically. The fox wants to eat the gingerbread man. That's a problem, right? So what happens? How does the fox get the gingerbread man? Remember, there's a lot of different problems in this story. I'm just talking about one. The fox wants to be tricky and get the gingerbread man. But how does he do that? How does he get him and eat him? Let you think about it. So the tricky or difficult thing that happens to the character or characters. So the fox wants to eat the gingerbread man, right? So he tricks him. How is this problem resolved, right? The solution or resolution, they mean the same thing, solution, resolution, is the way the problem was solved or fixed. So how does the fox get the gingerbread man? What does he do? He tells them to, let's see. He tells them to climb to his back, and then from his back it goes to his nose, and then he throws him up in the air and snaps and eats him, right? So that was just one of the problems. The other problem that happened in the story was the gingerbread man keeps running away from all the other characters so he doesn't get eaten. But then he comes across the fox, and then, well, we know how the story ends, right? Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed today's story elements. Remember, our story elements are characters, setting, plot, or events. They mean the same thing. Problem and resolution. Okay? Hope you enjoyed today's little lesson.